The reasons that we go over crypto and stocks on a regular basis is because the scenario keeps changing. Hey, this is CeoTrades, where money works for you. Today, we're looking at another session of how the crypto market and stocks are being impacted because of the actual situation with Terra Luna bombing, crashing, almost to the point where there's no return from it. And that is sad. That's not great news. That's not great news. The reality is that Terra Luna has almost completely depleted. However, there is hope for it, and that's where we'll start. Let's take a look at Twitter here first and see if some of the messages that have come up under some of the people in here. And as we look for stablecoin Do Kwon, let's see, stable Kwon, see what he has posted, as he is the CEO for Terra Luna. As we can see here, game over for Luna is dead. That's what some people are saying. Luna, biggest scam ever. Master of stablecoin Luna. Where is all Terra Luna developers? They butt kiss. Legend says stablecoin has started a new life as a woman. Well, the reality is that as much as you see individual people saying negative things, there's always at least two sides to the story, isn't there? At least two sides to the story. If we look into, let's see what's the last thing that stablecoin has said. I don't see it in here. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Now, as we look at what he said, this is, okay, so he has this pinned. We're not going to see much more than that. Although I do know that it seems there is an attempt to bring Terra Luna back from the dead. I attempted to purchase some Terra Luna today because it's equivalent to a gamble right now. It's a bet. I wanted to put $1,000 on it. I want to put $1,000. How much is it worth right now? Let's take a look. Let's bring it up. Let me see if I can find it in here. Here we go. It's worth 0.30147. And it seems to be holding right there. It's down 99.21%. Look at this chart from when it was at 100 several days ago. Let's see if I can, this chart's not going to do me a lot of justice. Let's see if I can bring up another one. Hold down here. Maybe this will be any better. Don't really like these line charts because it doesn't give me a lot of information. And let's see here. It's not allowing me to do much in here, but you can get an idea here. Let's see the last 7 days. As we look at the last 7 days, you see that it was even a little bit longer than that. I know it was at around 100. But here we go. You can see it was in the 90-ish range, and all of a sudden it dropped from last week on. From when it was on May 4th, it just dropped to zero. What happened to this project? Now, I have information on what one of the problems seems to be, and here we go with that. I'm going to share my screen and show you some of the things that were discussed on Twitter several days ago before this all happened. And this is wild. Is this the truth? Is this not the truth? I do not know. It's just that I found this information and I thought you should be aware that it exists out there. This is from a Twitter account, Algod Trading. If Luna breaks new all-time highs, I will short it with size. That's what Algod says. It's a big Ponzi. Pretty sure VCs will also hedge their investments on perps. Now, this was placed back on March 9th. Sorry, this is backwards. This is 0903, but this was taken out from somebody else's account who has their dates first. This was from March 9th. Yeah, but your size is not size. This was Do Kwon answering back to Algod. I wouldn't have never recommended saying anything like that. That's not good answer. Statistically, you're dunking on 99% of your community, but all right, same day, your Ponzi will collapse. You can't keep, what's it say? Fueling anchor. Sorry, I have a pop-up that comes up there and I couldn't see. And That's where it all started. Probably the most retarded thread I've read this decade. This is November 28th. So this is from last year. Silence is a perfectly acceptable option if stupid. Billionaires in my following, go ahead, see what happens. In other words, daring billionaires to short the coin. And from November, you've got plenty of time to plan it out. A few weeks ago, I responded to TBR 90's tweet with a brief outline of how wealthy attacker could not only break Terra money, but profit heavily doing it with a Soros-style Black Wednesday attack. Below, I provide a detailed breakdown. Now, I don't have the breakdown in here, but it was a Black Wednesday, and you're going to hear that. It's going to be referred to that, a Black Wednesday. Now, this is Algot celebrating me winning the bet against Do Kwon with my favorite dish. I don't know what this is, but mixed. I mean, that looks like applesauce. I don't know what else is on there, but congrats to him. This is what he posted. 22 million won from this short. 22 million. Is there money to be made out there? Yes, there is. Yes, there is money to be made out there. You bet. Now, this is one of the charts that I looked in some of the news that I was going through, and I just wanted to show you briefly. This black line here represents Bitcoin. This purple one represents the NASDAQ. This red one represents the S&P 500, the blue Byte and yellow gold. Now, this is our current standing right now. Bitcoin is obviously the lowest right now, and gold is the highest. However, you can see that the trend for gold is pretty steady. It doesn't move too much. It's pretty much on a consolidating path somewhere around the 99-ish area, as Bitcoin is somewhere in the 61 percentile. 61, I don't know what the numbers refer to on the right, but you can note from the chart that Bitcoin is way down here. However, if you look at today's news, you'll see many cryptos are up, many stocks are up as well. Is this the end of the market crash? Is this the bottom? We don't know yet. I don't believe it is for crypto. I believe that crypto will make another test around the 24,000 level, because if the big corporations were able to short Terra Luna, they'll probably do it again. They'll just wait for some really bad negative news and do it again. That's what they'll do. And speaking of which, the news that impacted most these coins is basically Terra Luna in that. But before that happened, it's because of the raise in interest, and all of a sudden the immediate drop of the stock market the next day that the rise in interest happened, because Europe said something more negative on the day afterwards, and traders were just unhappy, and boom, it just went down. Now, this is Bitcoin compared to gold, Byte, S&P, NASDAQ as of February 2 on 2020. You can see it had a drop here in 2020, March 15, 16 probably, and it dropped all the way down. And look at gold, it's still on that similar path. This is the 99-ish level. Is that right? 99-ish, somewhere in there. And gold was just a little bit higher. But now that this is the reality with coins that are deflationary, meaning there is no governmental restriction, there are no limits, no laws that are controlling how it moves. It's very hard to place a law on this to stop it from doing what it's supposed to do. And therefore, you've seen the historical chart, as I showed you in the last 2 or 3 sessions, that Bitcoin's going to fluctuate. It's going to fluctuate immensely. It's going to go up high and it's going to come down low. However, most people forget that from here to here, you can take some gains. Maybe you cash out and then you wait. Maybe you want to jump in here and all of a sudden it drops. It goes up and it drops. Oh my God, it went below. But then all of a sudden it goes up and you cash out anywhere in here. Then you've made some money. How about this way? Maybe you wait and you drop in and you purchase. Let's say you purchase even here, even with this one, and it goes down and it goes up and then it goes down. And then eventually you could cash in anywhere from this line here, which would have been even, to up here. You could have cashed in anywhere, and then all of a sudden, after you cash, it drops a bit, and then you pick up in here, right? This is how you make the best out of the markets, and then you can cash in either here or wait and cash in cash out anywhere in here. That's how you make it. If you're trying to hold off from here until it gets to here, and then you want it to cash out up here, chances are we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know when a calamity is going to happen. We don't know when something's going to crash. That's why you got to take gains. You got to cut losses. And the reality is most people are not doing that. 90% of the people just let it ride. And until they hear these calamities, they don't do anything about it. Now, this is just some of my positions. You can see that Bitcoin is up 8% and Ethereum is up 9%. Are these the money makers? Maybe Bitcoin is the money maker. Ethereum is more of a fixed money maker. It's not going to fluctuate immensely like Bitcoin yet, but it has on a smaller sense. So the reality is that you have different options to invest, just like in stocks, just like in the stock market. You have your opportunity to do what needs to be done. Now let's take a look at the fear chart. This is the fear and greed chart. Today it's a little bit low. Why is it low? I'm going to tell you why. Look at the date, May 13th. Today is Friday the 13th. On Friday the 13th, a lot of people are skeptical. A lot of people won't trade. They'll end early. They'll walk away and not invest at all. That's just normal. Friday the 13th is a scary day for a lot of people. So expect that by the end of today, it might drop a bit. I've set an alert to purchase some ApeCoin at a lower rate than it is right now. Has it filled? No, it hasn't. And I've also purchased some FTM and Dogecoin, not a lot, but some, because these are investments that I believe are going to make it. Why did I invest in a meme coin as Dogecoin? Because these meme coins depend upon people like you and me still. There could be some hedge funds in there. There could be some whales in there. However, they still depend upon people like you and me. I don't think there's enough whales and hedge funds in there. However, these meme coins can make some money for you. Maybe they can make you rich. Maybe they can make you poor. That's just the reality. Shorting is the name of the game in the last week or two, maybe even longer than that. Shorting. There was a huge plan on shorting Terra Luna, and it worked. It worked. I don't know how many people got together. I've heard a lot of the news. There's a lot of speculation on what really happened, but I just showed you some other information there from tweets from Algo Trading. Negative news. Can it impact these crypto and stocks? Of course they can. Negative news. You're going to see negative news everywhere. However, there's two sides to everything. Negative news. There's negative news that crypto sucks, that crypto's horrible, that we should all bail out of crypto. What are these people aiming to do? They're aiming to get followers who are upset with their losses, who are anxious ridden, and they don't know what to do. It's amazing. I've heard, although I haven't looked at the news, that some people have even committed suicide over the loss of the funds from Terra Luna. Some people really believed in Terra Luna. I didn't have Terra Luna on my portfolio. I didn't invest in it. However, I feel bad for those who did. If it would have happened to me, hey, I would have lost it. I would have sucked it up. And I know there's a brighter day tomorrow that we can start all over, because as long as you're alive, as long as you have eyes, heart, hair, brain, well, not hair. Hair you don't have to have, but as long as you can keep going, why not keep going? Regulations. There are certainly regulations coming our way, but will these regulations control these drastic upswings and downswings on these coins? No. What I suggest is that you become fluent at shorting, that you become fluent in researching what can bots do for you, BOTS bots, which are available on different apps and out there. And look at YouTube videos if you'd like. Maybe we'll do a session in the near future in reference to educating people on that. Conspiracies. Are there conspiracies? Obviously, there's conspiracies that the government is in on this, that so-and-so is in on this, that are the ones that I mentioned are in on this. Yeah, there's conspiracies all the time, but don't let the worst get into you. There's always possibilities, always a way to make money. When in times of fear is when the most opportunities exist. Don't think that when it's booming, you're going to have the most possibilities out there. You might get lucky. However, you've got to take some risks. There are people who take three types of approaches, at least, into this. There's those that love to invest, meaning they'll invest in Bitcoin and let it ride. Whether it goes up or down, they'll let it ride. They won't worry about what happens in the interim, only when they're ready to take it out. There's those types of people. But there's also types of people who like to trade, meaning they'll trade for a few minutes, they'll trade for a few hours, a few days, a few months. What are these people looking for? These are the traders who are making money, the traders. They're the ones who are making money. Why? Because they'll set a goal, 5, 10, 20, 30%, whatever it is, and they'll stick to it. They'll stick to it. When they meet that goal, they'll cash out. And if they have to jump in again, then they'll jump in. However, there's a third group, and those are the ones who like to place bets. I wanted to place a bet with Terra Luna. I couldn't get in. I'm going to try again this afternoon because I heard it's going to come up this afternoon. And once it comes up, then we'll be able to jump in. Now, in reference to Terra Luna, I wanted to place $1,000, I said earlier, because it was at, what was its value? It was 0.001289 right there, 99%. It's actually improved since earlier, I think, although I can't tell right there. But you can see that it's pretty much flatlined. It's almost without a heartbeat. However, I do know that there are people attempting to save it. There's news that I'm going to show you in a moment, people attempting to put into the market. These people who've committed suicide because of this loss, I mean, how do you leave your family? How do you leave your friends, your spouse? Is that really the way you want to go out and be known for? You know, there's risk. What is your tolerance with this risk? And if you need it, maybe you should be talking and communicating to people who can assist you with these risks. The last few videos told people how they need to invest in certain types of coins or stocks because they are very similar. The biggest difference between coins and stocks is, one, they have investors that they have to answer to. And those investors are the ones who makes the decisions on the companies. Two, at any point in time that there's an immediate switch in stocks, there are laws that they need to follow, whatever changes there are, whether it's a reverse split, a forward split, a cash distribution, releasing warrants, whatever it is, there are laws that they need to communicate the information. Most people don't know the information exists. However, it does exist. In crypto, there aren't laws yet that make it up. However, there's more and more acceptance. China has begun to accept crypto. I don't know the full legality behind it, but I know that after saying for so many years that they are against crypto, now they've accepted it and they have their own coins. I know that they have their own coins. Taking gains. I've told you about taking gains. There's nothing like taking gains, because if you don't take gains, someone else is going to take them for you. Stable coins. We'd like to look at a few of the stable coins. Terra Luna is one of those stable coins. What else is a stable coin? Let's see if we can find them here and see. Let me just put up stable coins. Maybe they'll come up. Stable coin supply, stable coins. Let's see if it comes up. It should come up in this screener on Messari.io. Here we go. Tether is at 99 cents. It's up 0.1%. USDC, 99 cents. Everything is pretty much at $1. That's what these coins are supposed to do. Now, Frax shares, I don't know much about, but it's at $11.53. Supposed to be a stable coin. Whether it is or it's not, I don't know. Dig. These are all the stable coins. Stably Dollar, which I know about. I follow Stably since one of my Miami crypto events 2 years ago or so. And I follow them a great deal. This is what they're supposed to do. Now, if you have a following and you tell them that you're going to do X, they're probably going to follow whatever your lead is, and they're going to do the same. If you have 2,000 people and each one puts $1,000 in there, how much is that? 2 million. It's not a lot, right? But what happens if you have 2,000 people and they put 10,000? That's 20 million. This is how you make the numbers work in your favor. And if you all short it, chances are that things will work in your favor. Look, the reality is that crypto lost about 500 billion. 500 billion. But in the last two tech crashes, in the crash of 2000 and in the Great Recession of 2007 to 2009, there were trillions lost. Bitcoin, if it was a trillion that was lost in tech crash and the Great Recession each, a trillion, Bitcoin was half of that. So this is a good thing to look at. That's why I tell you, don't take every negative news for the worst. Oh my God, crypto is down. It's lost. It's dead. No, it's not. I've alerted yesterday that we're expecting Bitcoin in general to test again the 25,000 level where it hit the low. And once it does that, maybe it will take off for a bit until the recession news keeps coming through, because basically crypto in general is just following what stocks are doing. It's realistic. And what happened? People are taking advantage of it. If you have a following and you can all do the same, great. That's what happens. Do you know that when trillions are wiped out, that's when we have a serious situation? We're not there yet in crypto. Much more than crypto has been lost, double, 3 times, maybe even more. And that's just the reality. Now I'd like to take a look at some of the other coins and some of the news. So let's go backwards this time. Here's some of the news, and I'm just going to go through the headlines. ECB lays out anonymous digital euro as public opposes slave coins. Geez, slave coins. That's a news here. Breaking news. Binance suspends Luna, but I know that that's changed. I do know that that's changed. Binance is going to bring it back. Bitcoin macro bottom not in yet. Warns analyst as BTC price holds 30K. Look at that. This is new, and I just alerted this a little bit earlier. We're in this together, and you can cash out right now. You can make some money. I could make some money, 8%. I'd rather wait a little bit more and wait, because I know that this is an up and downhill battle. If you follow the charts from historical values, just like the ones I showed you, you'll know that you can cash in and take some gains and wait until it drops again. ECB lays out anonymous digital euro as public opposes slave coins. I don't know which ones are the slave coins, but we can look at that later. Canadian Bitcoin ETF adds 6.9K BTC in one day as GBTC discount hits record low. It does. Bitcoin mining in Norway gets the green light. Look at that. There's more adoption of Bitcoin in general crypto space. Bitcoin gains superior to stocks in the long term. Yes, it does. Bitcoin to the sky. Well, what happened to the moon? Emirates to accept BTC payments and launch NFT collectibles. This is Emirates to the sky. It makes sense. Emirates is going to accept BTC payments and launches NFT collectibles. That's very good. Bitconnect. Luna Brothers moment sees Terra inflate token supply 3,500 overnight. Bitcoin price sees hell of a reversal candle as 168,000 BTC leaves exchanges. Shanghai, yep, because not a scandal, but the people are putting it into wallets because they're afraid some of these exchanges might go bankrupt. Shanghai court affirms that Bitcoin is virtual property subject to property rights. Look at that. People are starting to come out. Governments are starting to come out and trying to get where's their money. They want money. They want in on the gains of these coins because they see that these are assets that are going to be around for time to come. Crypto associated stocks hammered as Coin and Hood dropped to record lows. I haven't seen Coin and Hood. NASDAQ partners with XP to launch cryptocurrency exchange in Brazil. Germany outlines favorable tax guidelines. Gains on BTC and ETH sold after a year tax-free. Tax-free if they're sold after a year. 3 reasons why bears aim to pin Bitcoin below 30K for this week's BTC options expiry. How long will the crypto bear market last? Bitcoin could target 32K, says trader, as Luna crashes below 1 penny. That's probably in that range, 30 to 32K. I was even thinking about cashing in now so I can take some gains, but I'm still leaving it in there. What else is out here? This is Terra Luna again. This is, let me just refresh this. These are some of the top NFT collections. Azuki is still up there. We've been watching that for a while. Bored Ape is third. Beans, Doodle, there you go. You can see some of them there. Now, how does this helpful? Because it's part of the Ethereum network, and you can see that some of them make much more money than others, and because of the market cap, you can see how much is being moved. But I like to look at the volume right here. Volume. This is the volume. 5,479. It's not great volume, but there's some in there. Let's see here. This is one Safu. I wouldn't invest in this. I don't know what it is. It's one Safu. You can see it's up 38%, but I don't know these apps here, Radium and BitTrue. I don't know how safe they are. I don't know if they're good enough. Look at how much is being invested in them. 1,800, 4,300. They might just be moving the market themselves. That's it. Those two in there. I don't know how many people have invested, but I don't think it's much. That's just the way it looks. The daily huddle. Let's see what it says in here. Here's the worst case scenario for crypto markets amid Bitcoin crash. According to analyst Benjamin Cowen, widely followed crypto analyst Benjamin Cowen says the dot-com bubble in the late 90s is giving a glimpse of what well, I'm not going to look at the Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong predicts crypto economy will explode to 15% of global GDP. Here's his timeline. Veteran analysis who called 2018 Bitcoin meltdown analyzes path ahead after puke out capitalization. Top crypto analyst says one altcoin has dropped to once in a lifetime opportunity. Updates Bitcoin and Ethereum forecast. It's very good. Very good. Bitcoin could test the 24,000 range before moving up. This is also affirming what I said earlier. Terra temporarily halts blockchain as Luna hyperinflates and implodes 99% in one day. Coinbase custody adds support for 9 altcoins as crypto markets crash. 9 altcoins. Grayscale meets with SEC to persuade approval of first ever spot market Bitcoin. Wow. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson says fears of crypto market collapse overblown, sets time frame for recovery. Treasury Secretary Yellen says stablecoins pose financial stability risk, cites collapse of Terra USD. Banking giant Citi, Bank of New York Mellon, and Wells Fargo lead 105 million raise for crypto infrastructure firm. The latest major funding round for crypto trading infrastructure firm Talos is raising 105 million from investors, including banking giants. That's wonderful, I guess. Bitcoin hodlers capitulating as stock market turmoil grips BTC on chain analyst Willie Woo. Coinbase CEO Brian Strong details bankruptcy risk if Black Swan event rocks crypto markets. There can be bankruptcy. I know that Coinbase CEO Brian is assuring investors the crypto exchange is not facing bankruptcy risk amid concerns over the firm's handling. Trader who accurately called Bitcoin collapse below 30,000 unveils target price for BTC amid crypto free fall. Now, these are just some of the news. I don't have all of them, access to all of them. This is Steppen, and you can see that it has doubled since it hit bottom. It's at 160. It was at 71 cents or so. It has doubled. This is Ethereum, and Ethereum has made some moves since it hit the bottom at 1790. It's at 2,000 right now, 2,000 and change. This one is basic attention token. I picked up some at 40 cents. It did go lower than where I picked up. I think it hit 37 or so, 32 cents actually. I don't know how long ago this was. I've been watching it today, and it's holding where I'm at. If we want to see it better, let's take a look at it better. Some people are just wanting to know more information. I can see here that it did go down to 39 cents, but I'm still pretty much where I purchased. That's where it is. I didn't purchase a lot, just a little. Pancake swap, I've been meaning to purchase. I didn't purchase, and when I saw it today, I was like, oh my god, I forgot to purchase some. This is how it's looking. It was at a low of 337, and now it's at 440. It's made some moves. It's already gained 30%, I believe. Let's see what it says here. 13.93%, 458. Very good. Pancake swap is a good investment. A lot of people are into it, and they can see a lot of their meme coins, NFTs, and so on in there. This one is FTM. I purchased some at 36.7 or so. It is, I believe, a little bit higher than that, if I'm not mistaken. 39. So I'm up 10%. It's up 53% in the last 24 hours. Woohoo, FTM. ApeCoin is at 870. I set a purchase price at 6 and change. Will it fill? Will it not? I don't think it filled because I haven't heard any beeping on my phone or internet. Nope, it didn't. It just went to 860. It was somewhere in here, very low. And I might have missed this fill, I guess. Let's see. Yep, I might have missed that fill, so I might even just cancel out. I don't think it's going to drop any further than that. I'll keep it in there open and see what happens. This is KuCoin. I didn't really invest into this one. I've just been watching it 20% up from its lows, and that is pretty much it. Now, in order for you to take the benefit of investing, remember, set lower goals. Don't expect to get double, triple the gains. There's one coin here that some of you persistently ask me about, and those are from the people who message me from my private groups. This is Suku. Suku is an investment, and it's a good time to invest right now. It's at 10 cents right now. It's up how much? 25%. That means it was down around 7 cents, I believe. It's what it was, right? Yep, it was at somewhere in here, 7 cents. Let me see. I don't like this line chart because it doesn't denote accurately what's going on. And this is much better. Now I can see much better. I don't know why the chart changes that way. It was down at 6 or so, and it's at 10 cents right now. It's a good investment. And then set it to sell. Maybe you want to gain 10%. Maybe you want it to double. Maybe you want it to go up to $1. Whatever it is, set a goal. Set your goal. A goal is better than no goal. If you just let it ride, then you're going to go for a roller coaster ride. That's just the reality. You see, if you want to double your bank account, why don't you invest in your knowledge account so the money market account grows multiplied? Until tomorrow, we'll look at another session of the crypto and stock space. Take care.